Hello and welcome. Let us discuss two questions related to sustainable development that came in the year 2016. So the first question is, with reference to Agenda 21, sometimes seen in the news, consider the following statements. It is a global action plan for sustainable development. It originated in the World Summit on Sustainable Development held in Johannesburg in 2002. Now, as far as Agenda 21 is concerned, this originated in Rio Summit that was held in the year 1992. Rio Summit is basically United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. So this conference was held in Rio de Janeiro in 1992, and in this Rio Summit, 3 documents were released that was related to sustainable development. First was Rio Declaration. Second was Agenda 21. And third was Forest Principles. Now, the main purpose of Agenda 21 was to develop sustainably, to reduce poverty, and to reduce inequality. So, along with reducing inequality and poverty, we have to develop in a sustainable manner. That was the Global Action Plan for Sustainable Development. As far as World Summit on Sustainable Development is concerned, so this was in the year 2002, and in this summit, full implementation of Agenda 21 was discussed. Full implementation of Agenda 21 was discussed as far as World Summit on Sustainable Development is concerned. So, program for implementation of Agenda 21 and Forest Principles was developed in this summit, that is World Summit on Sustainable Development, that was held in Johannesburg. So, this falls under UNCED, United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. So, our answer for this question will be A1 only, because it originated in Rio Summit 1992. Second statement is incorrect because full implementation was discussed in this summit. As far as second question is concerned, again this was in 2016 only. The question is, consider the following statements. The Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, were first proposed in 1972 by a global think tank called the Club of Rome. The Sustainable Development Goals have to be achieved by 2030. Now, as far as Club of Rome is concerned, they came up with limits to growth or LTG model. That is, they talked about the limited resources that are available on the earth, and hence we have to develop sustainably. This was discussed in the year 1972 under Club of Rome. So, first statement is incorrect. As far as Sustainable Development Goals are concerned, prior to Sustainable Development Goals, there were Millennium Development Goals under UN. So, UN Millennium Development Goals or MDG had 8 targets, and this was for a period of 2000 to 2015. In MDGs, we were focusing on reduction of poverty as well as eliminating inequality. So basically, gender inequality, economic inequality, poverty related issues, food security, and sustainable development as well. That is, development of infrastructure vis-a-vis environment was there as far as MDG is concerned. But in the year 2012, there was further upgradation of this MDG into 17 targets, and this was called as Sustainable Development Goals for a period of 2015 to 2030, for 15 years period. So second statement is correct because the Sustainable Development Goals have to be achieved by 2030, and there are 17 goals as far as SDGs are concerned, and these goals are again related to reduction of poverty, ensuring food security, ensuring gender equality, and infrastructure development, clean environment, clean water, all were aggregated into these 17 goals. So 8 goals in Millennium Development Goals, there were 8 goals, and in this there were 17 goals, and these goals had further targets. So this was subdivided into targets. Hence 2 is the correct answer, because first statement, limits to growth, was discussed by Club of Rome in the year 1972. Thank you.